What's going on, everybody? This is Makez back again with Harmony Reptiles, and today we're going to be talking about how to identify the differences between your true BCC red-tailed boa constrictors and your regular BCI boas. Now, before we dive into this video, I want to say that if you already have a BCI or you're looking into getting a BCI, it does not make your snake any less than your true BCCs. I really don't even like to use the word true, because by default, if you have anything outside of that, you feel like it's less than or not up to par. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And we have people out here who place value or monetary value on certain snakes solely based off of where they're located in the world or how they look. And, I feel like whoever you are, whatever snake you have, you place the value on that snake. It's whatever catches your eye. And I guess that's essentially what they're doing as well. But my only beef with that is there are people out here who literally view other snakes as less than, or they're not good enough solely because, what traits they have in it or where they're located in the world. And if you don't know, what BCC and BCI means. BCC means boa constrictor constrictor, and BCI stands for boa constrictor imperator. An imperator or BCI is essentially any snake that's not purebred. It's not from one of the areas where your true red tails are located, like the true red tails are located in, you have your Suriname boas, you have your Guyana boas, you have your Peruvian boas, and your BCIs, essentially, they are just snakes that are morphs. They have more than one trait in them, and they're just not purebred, essentially. And I don't care if your snake has 5, 10, 15, 1,000 different traits in it. If it's beautiful to you, then it's beautiful to you. To further the point that I'm making, y'all have seen this guy before. He's an Argentine boa. He's neither BCI nor BCC. He's BCO, boa constrictor occidentalis. And this is probably my favorite locality. So it's the further point I was making about beauty being in the eyes of the beholder. All this video is, which is I've already explained in the beginning of this video, is just for people who may, if you're looking into getting your first snake and you want something specific, you may want a true BCC red tail, or you may want a BCI. And this video is just to help anybody who wants to know how to identify the differences. So if you're anything like me, right? When I was looking into getting my first boa, I walked into my local reptile store, and I just wanted a boa constrictor. I didn't know anything about the technicalities between BCC, BCI, or anything. I thought a boa constrictor was a boa constrictor, and some look one way and some look another. And there was this rack system, had a bunch of little baby snakes in it, and on the label, all I seen was red tail boa. Now, technically, in my opinion, if your snake's tail has red in it, then I guess you can't call it a red tail boa. But for some people out there, and I was completely satisfied and happy with my snake, upon doing further research and educating myself more about snakes, I learned that, wait a minute, they labeled this as one thing, but technically this shouldn't be called a red tail boa. This is just a regular boa constrictor. Again, I didn't care, but for somebody else who may want a purebred or pure breed or something, they may even want a BCI and is labeled one way, you may be disappointed with whatever you bring home upon learning that you got something that was not labeled the right way. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the video. All right, y'all. So what I have here is your true BCC, red tail boa constrictor. He's a Guyana, and all I'm going to do is show you guys the easiest way to be able to identify what it is that you're looking at. And easiest way for me is this beautiful, bright red, vibrant tail, right? It almost looks like it's not even supposed to be on the snake because it's just so bright and vibrant compared to the rest of the snake. The rest of the snake is very gray, almost very dark. And then as you follow the snake down, boom, this just pops out at you. And your normal red tails, it's not going to be as bright and as vibrant. Now, in certain snakes, you might have some exceptions where the snake itself is very bright. Like the whole snake is a very bright red texture, something like your red dragons or your very vibrant bloods. But other than that, if you have like your normal Central American boa or Colombian boa, the tail is not going to stand out the way that your true BCCs do. Also, something that you might be able to pick up on is like the shape of the red saddles, right, on the tail. It almost looks like something that you would see in a lava lamp. It's the best way that I can explain it. It's very lava lampish. On your other red tails, your normals is very, very symmetrical. They look like just like little circles going down the tail of the snake, and they're just not as bright. In a lot of cases, the tail will be the damn near the same color as the rest of the saddles on the snake's back. And if you don't know what saddles are, don't feel no type of way. I was in the same boat as you. That's what these videos are for educational purposes. Saddles are just the black shapes going down the snake. So here, 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 and here, here. And that's what's going to lead me into the next telltale sign, right? Is the saddles. So on your BCC true red tails, the saddles, 99.9% of the time, they're going to have peaks in them. And what I mean by peaks is, right, these little peaks coming out of the saddle, they almost look like, the saddles almost look like bat wings, right? Or like the Batman emblem, or the letter M or letter W, depending on how you're looking at it, right? And your normals, they don't have the peaks in the saddle. It's just straight across. So it's like a rectangle or like little X's going down the back. And I'm gonna try and insert some photos as well so I can give you guys a better description of what I'm trying to show y'all. And I'm also going to pull out one of my morphs to be able to give you guys a side-by-side comparison, and that should be able to help you identify this with no problem. Outside of that, y'all, that's really the telltale signs for me. The peaks in the saddles and that bright red tail. Even with this video, you still may have somewhat of a hard time being able to know exactly what it is that you're looking at, but it just takes time. Give it a little while and it'll just be second nature to you. Be able to look right at a second, like, oh, that's a Suriname, oh, that's a Guyana, oh, that's a Peruvian, or that's a Central American, or that's a morph. And you'll be able to pick out certain morphs. Like, I do it all the time. I might be in a reptile store and be like, oh, look at that leopard, or look at that blood, look at that hypo. And it's amazing to me to be able to do that, because when I first got into these snakes, I just thought all boas were boas, and I didn't know a freaking albino from one of these. So with that being said, let me pull out one of my morphs and show you guys this side by side. All right, y'all. So I went and pulled out my hypo blood girl Nairobi here. A lot of y'all have already seen her before. I want to pull her out for the comparison, particularly of the saddles, right? And like I was mentioning earlier, on my Guyana boy here, his brownish saddles, he has the bat wings, the Batman emblem going down, or the letter M or W, depending on how you're looking at it. Her, on the other hand, she has these big X's going down her, right? They almost look like bow ties. It's a better analogy that I can give you guys. See, there's no peaks in the middle of her brown saddles. They just go straight across, look like big X's or bow ties. And also, like I was mentioning earlier, this tail, right, that almost looks like it's not even supposed to be on the snake. With most of your other snakes, the tail on them, it's, if not the same color, it's going to be very, very close as far as color goes to the rest of the snake. See if I can pull her out and show y'all. Let me sit him down right here, right fast. Show you her tail. Let me go, girl. There we go. So yeah, look at her tail. It's the same color as the rest of her body. A little more orange, a little more golden compared to the rest, but it's just one big stripe going down her tail. Compared to your true BCCs, have the irregular pattern, very bright, very vibrant, and your morphs or your BCIs, for the most part, they're gonna have a very dark tail, or it's gonna be the same color as whatever the rest of the snake is. That's pretty much it. Oh, I guess another thing too. So snakes do too have these black speckles on their bellies, right? I don't know if you can see them good, but they have a bunch of little black dots on their bellies. Now, me personally, I feel like, I don't know if this is a thing, it very well could be a thing as far as speckling goes. I feel like your true BCCs, they have a lot more speckling on their bellies. She has virtually none compared to my BCC. Let me grab him right quick. All right. Look at all the black speckles on his belly. Compared to her, she has virtually none, and his belly has nothing but speckles on him. There we go. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps somebody out there. Like this video if you enjoyed the content. Leave me a comment if you want to see me do or talk about anything else. I'll try my best to get around to making a video about it. If you really enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys gave me a subscribe. Yeah, that's it as far as this one goes. As I always say, love your boas. Most importantly, take care of your boas, and see you guys on the next video. Peace.